Hey everyone, Arthur and Allison Ash here. We are excited to announce. Hey everybody, so this
That was good.
that was pretty good.
Eh.
Stand like right here. Let's see how close we are.
Nope.
No, you stand right. Hey everyone. Nope. Ready?
No.
Excited to announce.
Oh wait, I was scowling still.
Hey everybody, Arthur and Allison Ash here. We're excited to announce that we have officially gone full time.
Yay!
So we had a decent first month and we wanted to share everything that sold to help us get there.
Stick around for the end where we reveal how much we spent and how much we profited in our first month as full-time resellers. Oh.
Alright guys, so the first item we have for March here is this lot of like 1700 vintage slides that we actually got from my father-in-law. So huge shout out to Scott for that. And they sold via auction for $809.99. So that is a huge profit for something that cost us nothing. We only charged $16.95, so I think I lost like 20 bucks shipping on these because these were pretty heavy. But still, for $800 profit pretty much on this, I mean it was a huge start to the month there. So next up we have this receiver here. So I paid $62.50 for this on the second day of an estate sale. So this actually sold for full price for $401. And if you guys aren't going to estate sales, you are missing out because this is really good stuff here at these estate sales. I make a ton of money on these things. This one was cheap. It was on the second day. It was still there. The lady actually said, hey, you need to go look this up because it's worth a lot more than what we're asking for it. She knows that I am a reseller, so I went and looked it up, and as you can see, it was a very nice $63 spent. This one, the same thing. It came from an estate sale. This was actually brand new, but it was opened. I kind of just unwrapped the foam that was around it to show everyone that it was indeed new. I took an offer for this for $400 and I paid $125 for it, so I had to kind of pay up, but it was worth it. It sold probably within a couple days. Like I said, it was new in the box. It was damaged. The guy said that the knob for the volume didn't work, but it would work with the remote, so I ended up kind of working out with him $60 to cover that. He said he can just live with it, so that's unfortunate, but there was no way for us to know because I didn't want to fully unwrap this thing to test it. So even with that, it's still a really good profit. This you guys saw me pick up this last video. This was at the abandoned junkyard. I ended up paying $50 for this, and I took a best offer of $300 for it, and it went to Alabama, which is right next to us. So I went ahead and said, yeah, I'll take the $300 for it, even though I was asking a little over $400 for it. I ended up just wrapping the heck out of it with bubble wrap, and it ended up getting there just fine. I've already got positive feedback for it. Next thing is, I think our very first video, you guys saw me pick this up. I paid $50 for this. It took a while to sell, probably 8, 9, 10 months, because that was in the summer, I believe. Didn't really want to take any offers on it or anything like that, so I waited, and it ended up selling for full price, and the buyer paid shipping for $50. That was a good investment. Next up, we have a set of 4 brand new toners for HP. I picked these up for $40 on Facebook. If you guys aren't on Facebook as well, you should be. I am not friends with anybody on Facebook. I don't use it for that. I only use it for the yard sale groups. People post their yard sales up, and I will, catch them that way, and they'll also put stuff like this for sale on there for a lot cheaper than what I could probably find it locally in a thrift store or something like that. So $40 for all these toners. They were brand new. They ended up selling for full price, so $270. I did have to pay shipping for those, but still, that was a really good return on that. This actually sold twice. It sold within the first day of me listing it. The guy wanted to return it. He said that his girlfriend bought him the same one, so I said, yeah, sure, send it back. Relisted it, and it sold the exact same day. I actually got this for $10, and it sold for full price. So the first time I sold it, I took an offer of like $240. Second time I sold it for full price. So $252 out of $10. Nice. So this is like kind of a professional camcorder, is one that you held by the handle there. So I had to buy a battery for this because it didn't come with any batteries. I didn't know if it worked or whatever. So I kind of took a chance on it, and it ended up working. So I got this for $40 at a yard sale that was listed on Facebook. I think I paid like $20 or $30 for the battery for it, and it ended up working, and it sold for full price, so $270. Not bad. This actually came from the place I used to work, because as you guys know by now, we are full-time. So before, when I worked at my previous employer, they would give me all the stuff that they didn't want anymore. I kind of had exclusive access to that because they also knew that I resold on eBay, and I would take electronics and recycle them and whatnot. So I ended up getting this for free, and it did work because we used it at work. We just replaced it with something newer. So I ended up getting full price for this out of zero cost. That's nice. This was from a local thrift store. I paid $80 for this, so I had to kind of pay up. It did work and it did print, but as you can see here, I did list that it needs toner. So I wasn't really comfortable spending, $60, $70 on toner for this, but I did sell it as needing toner so the person knows that it did need it. And as you can see, this was printed on this actual printer. So in the thrift store actually had this taped to it, so I knew it worked. For $180. That was a good flip. So this actually goes to a tractor. This is a brand new old stock. What is this? An oil filter lift intake support housing. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I knew what this was, guys, because I didn't. All I did was I looked up that part number right there. There were none that had sold within the past 90 days on eBay. I couldn't find any online for sale. I did figure out what this was based on this part number here, and it sold for full price, so $180. I kind of went a little bit more than what I was comfortable with pricing it, and it sat for probably about 2 months, but it sold for full price, and I figured that I could get that price because I was going to be the only one selling it. So for $12 into $180, nice flip. Next up we have this Sony Alpha camera. So this is just basic point and shoot camera, digital. It was not film or anything like that. I paid $45 for this at an estate sale. I took an offer of $160 for $45. That was a good flip there. So I ended up having to buy batteries for this as well, but these were like $20 on Amazon. So for about $65 into $160, that's what I like to do. So you guys saw this on one of our past videos not too long ago, and I told you that it would be worth a good amount of money if it worked, and it did work. I was able to power this up. I played tapes with it, and I actually used eBay's new feature where you can add video to this. So this was the first listing that I did that, and I think that helped it sell because the person was able to see that it worked. And I took a best offer of $150 for this, so $6 into $150 just because I could test it, and I took a chance on it. Next up is another returned item. So this was another March return. So it came back. I actually had it listed as fitting something else besides the 1949. The guy said it wouldn't fit. He was really cool about it. Sent it back. I did a little bit more research on it. Found out that it only fits 49 Chevrolets, and it sold within a couple days for full price. So I didn't even take a best offer on that. I paid $20 for that at a yard sale. This you saw me get at the abandoned junkyard as well. So I don't know the exact cost on this. Probably like $15, $20 on this because it was bundled with some other stuff, and I actually took an offer of $135. It sold overnight. Probably could have waited to get full price on this, but I got to move this stuff out, so that was a really nice profit on that. This was also at an estate sale. I usually always buy stuff like this even if I can't test it, because even not working it will sell. So as you will see here, I listed 4 parts of repair, bad power supply. Whenever I plug this thing in, as soon as I hit that power button, this thing went up in a huge smoke show. It was crazy. I had to open the doors and everything. Not really sure what was wrong with it, but I took an offer of $110 and I only paid $37.50 for this, and the buyer paid $30 shipping. So if it doesn't work, do not throw it away. Even not working, these things are worth some money. This was something that I had a long time. I paid $20 for this at a yard sale, and I think I had it priced too high. I think I had it like pandemic level pricing when all this stuff was going for really good amount of money. And Allison recently she ended the listing and relisted it, sold similar, actually not relisted, and she lowered the price a little bit and it sold instantly. So we took $20 into $117 with the buyer paying shipping. Real nice. You guys saw me pick this up. This was $20 at an estate sale again. Took an offer of $115 for this. It's compact, but it was heavy, so it was probably like 25 pounds to ship this, but the buyer did pay shipping for that, so I don't think I lost any money on that or anything like that. So these are Porsche floor mats that I saw at a yard sale for $5, and I didn't even have to look these things up. I just grabbed them because anything Porsche, come on guys, it's got to be worth more than $5, right? So I was able to look these up via this part number here, and I found out what they fit, and these sold for $119. So I did take an offer on that I think the guy was just trying to make it an even number with the shipping included in that. But these are easy to ship. You know, you don't have to worry about them breaking. You just roll them up, put them in a box, out they go. This you also saw me pick up. Like I said, I sell a lot of chainsaws. It's not really something I see people picking up at yard sales. I think because people don't know how to either get them running once they've been sitting, or, you know, they kind of are an odd shape. They're long and skinny, which it's kind of hard to find boxes for that. But you can take the bar off by these two nuts right here, and you can reduce the overall length of this box by probably, I don't know, a foot, 10 inches, something like that. And I know how to work on these things, so I was able to test this. It did run on a prime, and I put that on here, and this thing even had a broken handle. As you can see, somebody kind of cobbled it together there, but I ended up taking a best offer of $100, so the guy, you know, saved $8, $30 shipping. It was kind of close to here. I think I made a little bit on that shipping as well. Really easy to sell. Don't be scared of the big stuff, guys. Again, this was a Facebook pickup, so I ended up getting this for $40. Took a best offer of $110. I think what helped sell this was that it had the original box, even though this box was I mean, it was pretty bad. It was ripped open, crushed, water damage, probably about the worst you can get. But it did have all these games, and it did work, so I was able to flip that fairly quickly. Last thing we have here, guys, is this lot of books. So I ended up buying a public surplus auction for, I don't know, probably 60 boxes of antique books, and we used them around our house to decorate for a while. But we decided to thin the herd, so I kind of made these lots. So I've got these listed. It's all the same color for staging, props, decor, and someone bought these. Now you might be thinking, okay, $30 is not much, and I actually took an offer of $30 even, but the person who bought this, guys, lived in Canada, and they spent $92 to have this shipped to them. $92. That's 3 times the cost of the original item. So if you're not selling international, you're missing out, because it only cost me $80 to ship this through eBay's their international shipping program, and it wasn't even through the global shipping program. So if you guys aren't selling with international shipping enabled, you're missing out, because I make a lot of international sales for good money, because one, it's not easily available to people in other countries because not a lot of people ship internationally, and two, you know, I'm willing to ship bigger items international too. So as I like to do in some of my other videos, I like to show some things that we sold for not a whole lot of money. So this, I only made $7 profit on this, or $7 overall, and then I had to do free shipping. So I think I only made like $1 or $2 on this. This, again, I did take in the best offer of $8. This is an Oakley carrying bag. I have zero money into this because it was actually in a camera bag that I bought from Goodwill. Figured I would flip it, so I think I made a couple dollars on that as well. Remote control, guys. If you guys are just getting started, remote controls are most of the time worth it. This one only sold for $8. I took an offer on that. So this would be one of the low-end ones, but if they're a name brand, I always look them up, especially if they have a part number like that one did right there. I actually got this one for free from my father-in-law again, so thank you, Scott. Last but not least, you guys saw me pick this up as well. So this is a Redline Hot Wheel, which usually these things always have value, but this one is beat. I ended up taking a best offer of $10 with free shipping, and I paid $3 for this to begin with. So I didn't make a whole lot of money on it, but I just couldn't leave it sitting there. Anytime I find Redline Hot Wheels that are the actual vintage Redlines, I always pick them up. So that is it for March. So that's some of the highlights, some of the really high-end stuff and some of the low-end stuff. So it kind of gives you guys a good feeling of what we do in a month. So this was actually our first month full-time. I quit my job March 2nd, so we have almost a full month in there, and our sales went from 109 sales in February to 189 sales in March. So it's 80 more sales. That's roughly 2.5 to 3 sales per day of increase. So that's awesome. Of course, we want to do more than that, but the actual sales amount went from $6,000 total, you know, with eBay, that includes shipping and all that stuff that's not profit, to $12,000 in total sales for the month on eBay alone. So we doubled our sales amount because I am able to do this full time. My wife is helping me full time, so that's really good considering this is our first month. We don't have all of our processes in place yet or refined like we want to, so I think that's only going to get better in the future. And our total profit for this month with all expenses accounted for, and this includes Amazon FBA because I do some stuff on that. So we profited $5,077.38. That is awesome. That's a huge confidence boost for us because we were kind of scared that we wouldn't be able to cover our expenses. We kind of worked out that we roughly need $4,700 a month to cover our mortgage, our health insurance now that I'm going to have to buy through the marketplace, all the taxes that we have to set aside for quarterly payments to the IRS, that's included in our expenses. So we made our expenses plus about $300 profit. So again, that's awesome. Obviously, that's not what we want to do because we need more than $300 a month to source with. But again, this is only our first month doing this. It can only get better from here, in my opinion. Hopefully, that's the case. So I appreciate it, guys, and we will see you again next time.